Hey, hey, great to have you here on this episode today. My name is Michelle, if we don't know each other yet, and you can find me over at thesoultranslator.com as well as the Empowered Empath Soul Camp, and soon a whole new online hub for soul translation and empowering empaths and sensitives. So look for that. I will be announcing in these videos when that's up and available. There'll be lots of different courses and meditations and things that you can enjoy to help translate your soul and your energies for all things source, soul, and sensitivity. All right, so today in this video, we're going to be talking about boundaries. This is a huge one, right? This is really, really important work that most of us, whether you're an empath or sensitive, are experiencing and having to learn how to do these elegantly and powerfully for ourselves and also with others. So that's where the little clincher here is that I want to say, and this is a very direct way I'm going to be sharing this. Empaths, dear, dear empaths, when you want to have boundaries, because this is the biggest, one of, I would say, the biggest problems that we express, that we feel like we're boundaryless, that we are taken over by others, we're absorbing energies and all of these things, and having difficulties in our interpersonal, in the sense of with others, and also our relationship with ourselves. Ding, ding, ding. That's where the gold is. So we really need to learn how to have these really healthy boundaries. And it's an ongoing process. So please don't think that there's any perfectionism or any, one-stop shop here that it's like all of a sudden we're going to have these brilliant boundaries and then it's all good. This is an ongoing process. The thing I really want to point out here that is so essential is that we have to have those boundaries with ourselves. So often we are looking at others and going, I don't know how to have boundaries with this person. I don't know, how to be able to take care of myself in this situation. And the number one place that you have the power and that you can empower, me-power, as in empath, me-path, yourself, is in having a boundary with yourself. Now, I'm speaking also not only from professional experience, but personal experience with this one. Anytime that, I feel like I'm messing up with my boundaries with others, it's because I'm messing up with my respecting boundaries of myself. Or maybe I don't even know what the boundary that I need to have with myself is. The point here is really that we have to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves and others. And anytime we are getting our, shall we say, panties or pants in a twist is because we are failing or not taking the time to stop, tune in, and listen to ourselves and see, where am I not having a boundary? And it's also a really incredible place for empowerment. By the way, I do have 3 things at the end of this video that are going to help with boundaries. I forgot to say that in the beginning. So this uncomfortable thing is that often empaths and sensitives are seen to be so emotional or even sometimes dramatic, and even sometimes maybe a little self-absorbed or a bit, shall we say, aloof, because they seem to be very much in their own world. We seem to be very much in our own world. A lot of that is because of protection. And also, a lot of that is because if we're not having the boundaries with others, it also means that we're not having great boundaries with ourselves. Meaning, sometimes we can get really wrapped up emotionally and energetically in our own stories and in the beliefs, the negative beliefs that are getting triggered inside us, and that we really can get a bit overwhelmed emotionally with our own inner world. And this is again going back to this place where we all need to learn to have better boundaries, and also that boundary is with ourselves. So that's where it begins. Here are 3 things that you can do to help yourself bring the boundary power back to yourself. Okay, so the first one is, this is a really simple one, but it is this idea of anytime you're pointing your finger at somebody else, guess what? 3 fingers pointing back at you. This is a wonderful reminder, symbolic reminder that when you're saying, you don't have any good boundaries, you're not respecting my boundaries, it's like, oh, hello. Am I respecting my own boundaries? So that is the most important number 1 question is anytime you feel you're getting overwhelmed or overrun, you've got to ask yourself, am I respecting my own boundaries before you start blaming or thinking that it's everybody else is doing it to you. So first, looking at your own boundaries. And the question, of course, in there, the deeper level is, what boundary do I need to have here? And that, of course, will take more inner work to see where the healing potential is. Little joke here, there is also the other 3 types of fingers. So if you take your fingers like this and you cut the line between the 3 fingers, what's left? Yeah, you know where I'm going with on that one. Sometimes it is simply a no, leave me alone, back off, I've got to figure this out, and I got to figure out where I am blowing out my own boundaries. So sometimes that 3 fingers, there is a lot of power to that as well. And that is a very strong, sometimes can be an overcompensating, but sometimes very necessary boundary where we simply just say, nope, go away, leave me alone. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is what I call flip the frequency. This you can do with yourself, and it does take some energy awareness, some emotional awareness. You do need to learn how to work with your energetic and emotional state. So the basic idea behind the flip the frequency, and I do have much more available on this, by the way, is that it is your conscious point of power to flip the energetic frequency. So when you feel yourself getting lost and going down the woe is me or the everyone's out to get me or I feel helpless, or even if it's a depression energy or an anxious energy, you have the power right there within your reach that you can flip that frequency. It just takes some mindfulness and some intentional awareness. And you can, like a battery, flip the frequency. So the last one here are crystal and stone helpers. A lot of people these days are understanding the power of stones and rocks and crystals and are open to that. But whether you believe it or not, the important thing is your intention. So a couple super grounding and boundary helping, assisting crystals are, there's obsidian, or crystals or rocks, however you want to say it. I'm sure some of my rockhound friends right now would be like, no, Michelle, there's a difference. Obsidian's a wonderful one. Smoky quartz is fantastic. I really like, there is one, I don't think I have it here in front of my computer, but it's called magnetite. It's supposedly a rock from asteroids. It's incredibly grounding and also very good for highly sensitive people and as well for intuitives because it helps you really, shall we say, anchor into being here, the magnetic poles of this planet. A couple other are, I love carnelian. It's very grounding. It's a red, orange, comes in many different colors. It's a great stone for not only grounding your nervous system, but as well, it has some wonderful qualities to help your blood flow be good. And if you think of blood flow, there's a lot of iron in your blood, which is a metal, which is also can be very, very grounding and help you feel, you know, rested and whole, integrated into yourself. Let's see, and then one more I wanted to bring up was jasper. Jasper is a wonderful grounding stone. As well, I'm going to say one more is jade. Jade is a great stone for prosperity and balance, but it's super good as well for having integrity with your own boundaries. So there we go. 3 things that you can do to really help increase your boundaries and ground yourself into your own energetic field. Remember, it's really up to you to be able to maintain and manage your own energetic and emotional and spiritual and physical state. So boundaries is the work, the inner work that you have to do with yourself to be able to say sometimes, no, you know what, I'm not going to believe this story about fill in the blank, or I'm not going to get lost down this path of self-pity or any sort of fears or anything. I'm going to come back into myself, see the boundary I need to have with myself, which may mean do something caring and loving. Instead of sitting and stewing, go for a walk, go hug a tree, do something that's going to help you bring you back to your true heart and to your true self and ground your energies. All right, thanks so much for watching this video today, and I hope this has been really useful for you. You can find more information on me and different things at thesoultranslator.com, as well as the Empowered Empath Soul Camp. And remember, keep your eyes and ears and senses peeled for this new wonderful hub of courses and experiences that I will be offering very, very soon. Okay, take great care. See you next time.